My name is Elisa with 8Es, and today I'll be casting another 1v1 on the map ShoKz Plateau. PPG Bubbles will be playing as the red Protoss. His enemy, Skinky, will be playing as the blue Zerg, and this is the close by air positions, and this is actually game 2 of PPG Bubbles versus Skinky. They were matched back-to-back on ladder. And so this is after game 2, and if you guys haven't seen game 1, I'll put a link in the description and an annotation right about now, so go check it out. It's pretty funny. Anyway, so this is game 2, and so PPG Bubbles right now putting down a 9 pylon at his main, and it looks like Skinky will be going for a 7 pool. And so this might build off of a little bit of game 1. Skinky may have wanted to actually hard counter PPG Bubbles' as cannon build, because a 6 or 7 pool generally does hard counter a cannon build, assuming that they don't wall you off entirely. So Skinky right now going to be scouting about halfway when his pool is done. This is very important. This is very important to actually find out where the opponent is, so you can send your lings in the right direction. And on this map, you can never spawn close spawn. So usually people always check cross and then close by air, and it does look like PPG Bubbles has no gateway yet, and it's already at 14 supply, so it looks like he's going to go for a 14 Nexus before gateway, and this is extremely risky against any kind of aggressive opening, and 6 or 7 pool is actually one of the most aggressive openings in the game, so we're going to see how PPG Bubbles does actually hold this off. He's at 200 minerals right now, and he still hasn't put down any kind of gateway or Nexus, and right now Skinky actually has this scouted the cross position, and he is moving down into the close air. He knows exactly where PPG Bubbles is, and he actually scouts this pylon on the low ground, and there's no gateway, no forge, no cannon. Now what this is going to say to Skinky is that PPG Bubbles is going to actually be expanding at the low ground. That's why the pylon is exposed, obviously. And Skinky actually gives an offensive GG. Now this basically just says, I'm going to beat you, your build is terrible, you're going to lose. Because he has 6 links in his base right now. PPG Bubbles doesn't even have a gateway. He's got 500 minerals. He just saw the drone actually blocked his natural from putting down the Nexus. And so he just started his forge with 6 links in his base, pulling off a huge number of SCPs. So this is basically a 6 pool, or a 7 pool, versus a 15 Nexus build, and you see those the probes that actually walk through the Zerglings. That's very, very important. You want to get maximal surface area when there's early ling aggression, and what he did was he actually right-clicked the minerals there, and so the probes could walk through, and then right as they were in the middle of it, he attacked, and as you can see, he selected a part of his probes. The other section of his probes was on 1A, and he controlled a part of his probes. He used those probes to flank, because if you have every single probe on the same control group, they'll all be moving at once and it won't really accomplish anything. But if you can cut off movement from the Zerg, so you can flank them from the sides, get a complete surround, because the workers ironically are better than the Zerglings in combat just because you have so many. And that flanking tactic that he did, you can see he's constantly moving his workers in, and then with the mineral walk tool, and then just attacking, and it allows all those workers to attack at once. And he actually delayed long enough to actually get a photon cannon in his base. Unfortunately, I don't think that photon cannon will be able to reach those Zerglings, so he may have to put on a second one. There's a photon cannon, and I do think that photon cannon has range to protect his photon cannon buddy. And if we take a look at the Zerg space, he's on 4 harvesters, and I think he is because he brought those initial drones with him to actually put on more pressure in the beginning. So it does look like the second cannon is having a little bit more difficult time going up right now, but there are a large number of Zerglings on the field right now, and more are being rallied. But once you get a few photon cannons up, it is extremely difficult for a Zerg player to actually break with non-speedlings. And so we have the photon cannon shooting away, and the last of the Zerglings have been cleaned up, but that second photon cannon has only 9 lifetimes, sorry, not 4. And putting down a cyber core. Now what he did here was very smart. He actually puts a pylon and a cyber core just to reduce the surface area around the photon cannon, so that makes it harder to kill. But sadly, that photon cannon did go down. However, he does have enough workers that he can just ward away small numbers of Zerglings as long as Skinky keeps sending. Right now, Skinky actually says, "Never seen a luckier guy," and leaves the game. So this is pretty funny considering PPG Bubbles actually did the worst possible build against a 7 pool and still managed to get on top. So anyway, my name is Elisa. Hopefully I have laughed less in this video. Some people were saying that I laughed like a nerd and a faggot, which, you know, I agree with. I was basically laughing throughout the entire video. So anyway, my name is Elisa with 8Es, and I'll see you guys later. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, where you can see all my latest news and updates.